Today is 2 weeks since Nikki went missing. This might be a stupid question to start with, but how are you doing? What's life been like for the last 2 weeks?
Hell. I am still here, obviously. My main focus is the children, always has been. So that's my focus that gets me through. But, you know, I think when you're going through something like this, you can't put it into words. I can't say how I'm doing. I can't really explain it because it's not your average everyday of the, thing. Nobody knows really anybody who's ever gone through anything like this, who knows anybody who knows anybody. So it's just an impossible situation for everybody, involved.
I think that's the thing, because it's hard to imagine what you're going through. Can you even put it into words for us, the sort of emotions that you're feeling at the moment?
Anger, utter frustration, confusion, disbelief, surrealism. Nothing feels real. I
was going to ask you that. What feels like you're living someone else's life, or how does it feel?
It just doesn't feel real. Yeah, it's in the Truman Show. Well, I feel like I'm in the Truman Show. I honestly believe I'm going to wake up at any moment. Yeah, it's just. I was just talking to Louise before, Nicky's sister, and we just say the same thing every day. Just, how are we even in this? We're good people. We are good people. We try to live the best life that we can, do the right thing by everybody. You appreciate the small things. You know what I mean? This is the kind of thing that you see on the telly in dramas and stuff like that.
You said that your main priority was the girls. Can I ask you how they're doing? Because, you're missing the woman that you love, but they're missing their mum. And the questions they must be asking you are heartbreaking at the moment.
Yeah, it's impossible. Any parent knows, that all you want to do is make everything better for your children, isn't it? Whenever they're worried or they're scared or anything like that, you want to make it better for them. And I can't do that. So all I can do is be as strong as I can so that they don't see the level of worry on my face. Reassure them as much as I can with what we know, which isn't much, and then try and distract them, so that their mind's not focused on it. I find that's the best way of doing it.
They need hope.
Yeah.
And you've got to hold on to that as tightly as you can. Every time they ask you where mummy is, how does anybody even convey that to when you're going through it as well?
Again, it's just an impossible situation. The only thing that I can do is tell them that everybody is looking for mummy. The best people in the world are looking for mummy. Just to give them that, that level of hope that they can understand that everything that can be done to find mummy is being done.
I think for the vast majority of people watching on, Nikki is a face on a poster at the moment. Tell us a bit about her. What's she like?
She is fun. She is loving. She is, if you're friends with her, she is the most loyal friend that you could ever have. With Nikki, what you see is what you get. There's no hidden. Nothing's hidden. You know, it's all. That's her, and she is an exceptional mum, and she absolutely, you know, adores our girls. Goes above and beyond. I was saying to Emma the other day, I don't think that she's been away from them like for more than like 1 or 2 nights. You know, since you know we've had our eldest, and she's a pillar of strength. You know, to our family, and without her, you know, the whole is, you know, bigger than you could possibly imagine.
Finished 2 weeks ago. Now, her partner Paul talked to me earlier today. We're showing his interview through.
Carnage, yeah.
Yeah, absolute carnage. So the only difference on that morning 2 weeks ago was that there wasn't a lot of rushing. I came down and a lot of stuff was already done. It was, you know, the girls were having a breakfast and everything was pretty much ready to go. I came down, Nikki went upstairs to get ready. And then, you know, the routine is basically if Nikki's taking the girls and Willow, when I hear her come down, I'll get them in the car, and hoping that once we got to the gate that she would do something different, you know, just to
Take you somewhere.
Yeah, just give some sign of some kind. But she, bless her, she just went through the gate like any other normal day and ran into the field and looked at me excited that she was there for a walk. I was saying to her, where's mummy, you know, and she was just looking at me like, you know, let's go for a walk.
There's been a lot of publicity around Nikki's disappearance, hasn't there? And I suppose you are one of those stories that is very much talked about on social media at the moment. I don't know whether you've read the stories, the accusations, all the theories that are out there. Does that upset you, or are you happy that people are talking about and trying to find a solution? Or
it would be upsetting, of course, if I let myself read it all. Don't get me wrong, I have seen some stuff. Most people have been amazing.
Yeah.
You know, you're always going to get that 2% of people that, for whatever reason, you know, say and do not very nice things. But I don't want to give any energy to that. Like, my energy is just finding Nikki. I read one that said the police need to look at the partner, and I'm sort of like, well, yeah, that's the first thing that they do. Like, of course it is.
Yeah.
You know, like, I knew that would happen, you know, on the first day.
and I said, you expect that, don't you? Yeah.
I expected that. I said to them, do it and get that out of the way, and then focus on
Finding her.
finding her and focus on the rest of it. So that's exactly what we did. You know, it was that was done, ruled out, obviously, and then move on. So, you know, whatever, you know, people want to say, and you know, if that's what they want to think, that's their business. It's not mine.
But I know you've also been struck by the amazing response locally, and you know, just being here for today, everybody's talking about it. Everyone's asking how you are, and the local community, whether they're standing out on the street corner or putting posters up or just asking questions, they are doing an amazing job. Yeah,
it's absolutely incredible. Like, it's heartwarming. It's given us an immense amount of strength, and it's kept that hope so high. That we can't thank them enough.
How are you keeping it? Is that the kids? Is that your natural positivity?
It's all of those things. Of course it's the children, of course. But I am naturally a positive person, and I believe that you get out of life what you put into life. And that's how we are as a family. And so what we're going through now is like unprecedented hell, but that hope and that positivity in me is stronger than ever, and I'm never ever going to let go. Nikki would never give up on us, ever. She wouldn't give up on anybody, and we're not going to ever give up on her. Like, we're going to find her.
We were talking earlier, and you were saying that one of the plans you had was to get married during the pandemic, but you sort of, like many people, you had to abandon those plans. Is that something that you think, you know, when she's back, this is what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm far too laid back sometimes for my own good, but also my attitude is, you know, we'll get around to it. It'll be fine. And so we have obviously spoken about, you know, marriage many times before, and then we have the children. When your children are, you know, obviously, you know, little, it's, you know, all time consuming, and then as they were growing up, we always said when they're a bit older, you know, be a nice time to do it, and they can be a part of it. They can, you know, be the bridesmaids and everything. So that was always the plan. And so, you know, it's just now. You know, it's something we would have obviously, you know, spoken about it and moved forward with again, but and still will.
There is a chance, isn't there, that somehow she might be out there even watching this. If you could say something to her, what would you say to Nikki now?
Just how much I love her, how much us as a family love her and need her, how well thought of, how much her friends love her and need her back, and we're never going to be the same until she is back. Just come home.
Are you going to be okay?
I will, as long as she comes home. But yeah, I have to be okay for the children. But obviously the hope inside me that she's going to come home. That I can't let myself, you know, think of anything else. It isn't an option in my head. We deserve a happy ending to all of this. You know, you can't have this level of support, this level of love and compassion and hope and prayers without getting the reward from that. In my mind, that is impossible. You know, when you think of all the hope and everything that's going out there, it has to come back. And that has to bring her home.
I really appreciate you talking to us. I know it's impossibly difficult. You've described your life at the minute as a living hell. I hope what you said makes a difference as well. And I think everybody watching this will join me in saying that we all hope that Nikki comes home and that she is safe and well and you can be back together.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
Once again, here are the numbers for you to call if you think you can help, either